Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Hodge. This video is brought to you by SeatGeek. If you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, just use code Hodge and save yourselves 20 freaking bucks on SeatGeek. It's just my last name, code Hodge, and save yourself some freaking money. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're gonna jump in. It's a happy news day, it's a happy Sunday. It's a little light in the news, but we got some juicy rumors, as always. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into the first and only news story of the day, which just happens to be about Miss Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch, former women's champion of everything, and just former amazing wrestler or whatever like that. A lot of people have questions about when she's returning. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later in this episode, in the rumors part. But as for confirmed things, Becky Lynch has signed a brand new contract with the WWE. So Becky Lynch will be in the WWE as a wrestler for some time. I'm not sure how long the contract is. No one really knows. I would imagine for at least a few more years. Becky Lynch will be a wrestler in the WWE. There was some questioning that if she would return or not, and the answer is yes. She is going to return. She has just signed a brand new wrestling contract. So she should be back sometime soon, which we can talk about here in a little bit, which is going to lead me into this. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the only news story I had to talk to you guys about today. But don't you dare go anywhere, guys, because you know exactly where I'm going with this. Things are about to get good here. Things are about to get juicy. I would go ahead and suggest, go and get your juice boxes out. Get your juice boxes ready, because, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. All right, the first rumor of the day. The first rumor of the day is an unfortunate one. The rumor basically says that WWE is planning to release more wrestlers. WWE is planning to fire more people, unfortunately. It's been very, very crazy, since, within the past year, WWE, and this number sounds crazy, but it's legit if you actually look into it. Over the past year, WWE fired over 50 wrestlers. That's a lot. That's a freaking lot of wrestlers compared to the ones you see on TV. You're like, so when you watch the television program, you're like, okay, maybe there's like 10 wrestlers on this show or something, or maybe there's 15. There's really not a whole lot. They have so many different brands, and there's people backstage they don't even use, and all kinds of stuff. And they're employing like hundreds of wrestlers, which doesn't even seem plausible, but they actually are. But somehow they fired almost 50 or over 50 wrestlers at this point. This past week, if you guys didn't hear, they fired a bunch of people. There's a big list. You guys would have to look it up, because that's not what I'm talking about right now. So I don't have the notes written down. But I know they released Breezango. They released Tyler Breeze and Fandango. They released the Singh brothers. They released like a bunch of people that I'm not going to be able to get off the top of my head when I'm on spot on camera. But yeah, they're firing people left and right. I have no idea who they're going to go after next, but apparently there were names that were planning to be released that yet have not been released, so there's going to be even more wrestlers released within, I guess, the next week. I mean, I hope this isn't true. Obviously, it's a rumor, take it with a grain of salt, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. Alright, the next rumor is about WWE's magical, wonderful, return to the live crowd. So the Thunderdome is almost over, and I could not be more thrilled about this. Like the crappy fake cheering, fake booing crap. Like they have people FaceTiming, the screen or whatever, but you can't actually hear them. They don't actually use the sound from people's microphone or whatever. They don't do that. They fake the crowd noise. And I noticed this on SmackDown this past week. It seemed like they recorded when Roman won the Royal Rumble, and then they just kind of using that as a Roman boo chant, because if there's a live crowd out there, more than likely they're not going to be booing Roman Reigns anymore. He is one of the best things going in the wrestling business right now. I would imagine most people are going to be cheering the guy. You're not going to hear overwhelming, just thunderous Roman sucks chants. It's no, you're not going to hear that. You guys probably just recorded the clip from when he won the Rumble and everyone was so pissed off, and now you're using that as a background. It's really, really stupid, but I can't wait for them to actually have a live crowd back, and hopefully they'll actually use the sound from the crowd and not fake it. If so, this is going to be very, very bad, because it's hard to watch when they do that fake crowd noise, at least in my opinion. But anyway, what was I talking about here again? So basically, when they return to the live crowd, which is going to be literally here in a few weeks, which I am absolutely thrilled for, they're actually going to be debuting brand new sets. So brand new stage, I guess. I mean, they're not going to change the wrestling ring or anything, so it's basically the stage is the only thing they can change. But apparently, they have a brand new design for Raw and SmackDown, as well as pay-per-views, that they are going to be debuting once the live crowd returns here in a few weeks. So we can make our guesses what the stage is going to change, how it's going to look, but ultimately, we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the next rumor is about Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch, this is about the magical return. So basically, the magic return details, the rumor I have for you guys is No one knows. No one knows. That's basically all I've got. Like, Becky Lynch, she just now, like this past week, signed a brand new wrestling contract. She's been in the Performance Center training multiple times within the past, week. She's been there. She's in ring ready. She's taking bumps. She's wrestling like she's better than she ever has in the past. She is back to 100%. So basically, Becky Lynch can return at any given moment. I would imagine it's going to be with a live crowd. So there's actually going to be a crowd there. So your guess is as good as mine. It could be a random episode of Raw or SmackDown. I guess she's on Raw is where she's supposed to be. They haven't done the draft and changed her yet. So it would be Raw. So she could be on a random Raw. She could be at Money in the Bank. It could not be till SummerSlam. We just don't really know. We'll just have to wait and see. But if I had to put my I don't want to say my money, but if I had to make a guess, I would say probably before SummerSlam they could build up like a feud. Between, I guess they would do like a Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch kind of feud for maybe SummerSlam, and they could have Becky return at Money in the Bank or something. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. All we know for sure is Becky's ready. She's ready to return, and she's a brand new contract, and we're just waiting for her to actually return. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go and get your tissues ready. Get your tissues ready, because this is the saddest part of this entire video. This is my final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I'll be talking about inside of this episode of WWE News and Rumors. So let's just say it's about Roman Reigns. Okay, Roman Reigns, our current Universal Champion. It's about the plans for his championship and future matches for the guy. So there's a little bit of confusion and like people going after the title this past Friday on SmackDown. It seemed like Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. They were going for that. And then out of nowhere, Edge returns, which kind of upset they had Edge return without a crowd, but I guess you got to do it at some point. Especially if one of the first shows back is when you're going to have them actually have a match. So, if you guys don't know, the current match for Money in the Bank is confirmed to be Roman Reigns versus Edge for the Universal Championship. So we know that, but what about after that? And, Seth Rollins is, demanding a match as well. Is he going to be inserted in the match like WrestleMania and Daniel Bryan? Is he going to turn into a triple threat? Or are they waiting for another pay-per-view or SummerSlam or what's happening there? Okay, so basically, it's a little bit confusing here. Let me kind of lay it out here. Okay, Roman Reigns match. So, the next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns will be defending his title against Edge at Money in the Bank. For SummerSlam, the current rumored plan is it's going to be Roman Reigns versus John Cena for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. But move on to the next pay-per-view, and that's actually when Seth Rollins is going to get his shot. I would say it's going to be Clash of Champions or something. We'll have Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. So that's the current plan. And as for Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, his match is actually, I guess right now, booked to be Edge versus Seth Rollins for a number one contendership spot. And they're going to have that match at SummerSlam, but Cena's going to be wrestling Reigns at SummerSlam. So it's a big confusing mess, but it should all work out in the end. All I know is all these matches sound freaking amazing, and I can't wait for wrestling, WWE, to be back on top of the world, actually having a crowd and having these wonderful matches and these stars back just doing their thing. So there you guys have it. That's actually going to do it for this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Remember, if you guys are looking for tickets for any of the upcoming WWE shows, use code HODGE on SeatGeek to save yourselves $20. That's on first-time orders only. But enough promote, guys. Sorry, got to keep the lights on, the cameras rolling, but that's going to do it for this episode. Right now on screen, I'm going to leave a link to 2 previous videos for you guys to check out, as well as a button to subscribe to this channel if you're brand new here. But I am Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.